I am confident that she has the qualities and the standing necessary to provide effective leadership to the South African Police Service during this challenging period. Lieutenant Dimpane will be supported by a strong team of experienced and dedicated police leadership throughout the country. She will lead a police service that, notwithstanding substantial challenges that it is facing at the moment, is comprised of men and women who are committed to serving the police of this country for the good cause of justice. A key area of attention for the Acting National Commissioner and the police leadership as a whole is to urgently address weaknesses in the procurement system for goods and services in the police service. In the report of the Zondo Commission and through the proceedings of the Madlanga Commission, procurement has been identified as the source of corruption, also abuse of office and instability within the police service. The Minister of Police will support the work that the South African Police Service leadership must now undertake to insulate procurement processes from any form of manipulation. This work will feed into the broader restructuring of procurement in the public sector that was announced in SONA. The Acting National Commissioner will be expected to sustain the momentum of our national fight against crime and corruption. There has been a reduction of contact crime over the past 2 financial years, largely due to the focus by the police on police visibility. Focus initiatives to address gender-based violence and femicide, as well as the implementation of the integrated crime and prevention strategy, remain central to our ongoing fight against the scourge of violent crime. The Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster has made great progress towards the adoption of an organized crime strategy, which, as you well know, is going to be led and is being led by General Mkhwanazi, for which significant resources have been allocated from the departments in the cluster, as well as from the Criminal Asset Recovery account. Important steps have been taken with regard to organized crime, including gang violence, illegal firearms, illegal mining, drug trafficking, as well as kidnappings. These efforts have been strengthened by collaboration between the South African Police Service as well as the South African National Defence Force. The South African Police Task Team investigating matters arising from the Madlanga Commission has already made significant progress, leading to a number of arrests. We commend the team and wish it a great deal of success going forward. As we embarked on the task of rebuilding our law enforcement agencies and security services, we knew that it would not be an easy process. It would actually be a very difficult undertaking. We've been guided at all times by the need for transparency, accountability, and the respect for due legal process. It is understandably a cause of great concern for all South Africans that the National Commissioner of Police is in court facing the charges that he is facing. However, we should not allow the development such as this to weaken our determination or diminish our ability to fight crime and corruption. We should not allow anything to destabilize the police service or even undermine the morale of those entrusted to protect our people. We must hold firm to the values of our Constitution and in this case, as in all other cases, allow the law to take its own course. Minister Cachalia and Acting National Commissioner Lieutenant General Dimpane will be holding a briefing soon to outline further actions that will be taken to stabilize the South African Police Service and strengthen its work. I wish General Dimpane and the entire South African Police Service leadership well in the whole process of rebuilding our police service, and wish them all the luck that they will need in the fight against crime. That is the announcement we wanted to make, and it is about the appointment of the Acting National Commissioner of Police, General Dimpane. Congratulations, General. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Colleagues, as we've agreed, the President has another engagement which you're all aware of, so we need to get him out of here at a decent time. So I know you've caucused who will ask the questions, so I'll be led by your show of hands. Let's start with Ziyanda and then follow with Thulasizwe. The President will take those first two, and thereafter we'll take the next two. Ziyanda?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, Mr. President and the Acting National Police Commissioner and the Acting Police Minister. And Mr. President, that's the note I want to start off with. You have a lot of actings currently. When are you making a decision regarding the Police Minister? You still have Senzo Mkhunu on a leave of absence. That decision lies with you. But also, how long is it going to take for you to make a decision? Are you contemplating instituting an inquiry to look into the fitness of Fannie Masemola to hold office? But also, Mr. President, what do you make of the charges that Masemola is facing? There's been lots of commentary around this. Do you believe that it's worthy of him actually being in the dock with criminals like Vusumuzi Kat Matlala? Just your thoughts on the nature of the charge in light of, and the context here is of course what we've heard at the Commission of Inquiry, that there is a battle with IDAC and there's fighting amongst the law enforcement agencies. Thank you.
Three questions there.
It's not three questions, it's a speech.
Don't worry.
Thulasizwe?
You are safer with me, Vincent.
You're a
Mr.
lawyer.
President, Minister, thank you so much for that. Mr. President, the only addition I would put to my colleague Ziyanda's question about Minister Mkhunu is, at the end of the day, this is a political decision, Mr.
The
President.
charges that
You may have seen and heard what
However,
you've seen and heard
we
at
should
the
not allow
Zanga
the
Commission of
development
Inquiry
such
that
as
has to
this
do with
to
criminality
weaken
or
our
otherwise,
determination
or
or
lack of
diminish-
a link, etc. Ultimately, we're asking you to answer for the political decision that you have the wherewithal to make. That's me just adding on to Ziyan. Then my question is,
Aibu.
my question, Mr. President, is why should South Africans not view
Our
the
ability
move you are making now
to
as a
fight
rearranging
crime
of the
and
decks,
corruption.
as putting
should
out
not
a
allow
fire that has
anything
arisen because
to
the police
destabilize
commissioner
the police
is now
service
appearing,
or
as
even
opposed to
undermine
addressing
the morale
systems?
of
How long
those
should South Africans be
entrusted to
patient
protect our
with you as a government
We
while
must hold
you
firm
keep
to the
saying that
values
you're
of
making
our
strides
Constitution?
to fix the
And in
SAPS? We can
this-
take
and
you
in
all the way
this
back
case,
to
as in all
the
other
recommendations
cases,
of the
allow
Farlam
the law
Commission
to
of
take its
Inquiry
own course.
as they relate to
Minister
strengthening the
Cachalia and
institution,
Acting
where we find ourselves
National
on a daily
Commissioner,
basis asking
Lieutenant
ourselves,
General
who are these
Dimpane
generals?
will be-
How did they get here? How did they get entrusted with such responsibility? And I suggest, Mr. President, that it goes back to failing to address the institution. And why should South Africans not view this appointment as, yet again, we're putting out fires?
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. We'll take that first five from the two.
if I'll remember the speeches that were delivered. No, as I said, South Africans have reason to be concerned about the stability and the effectiveness of our police service. And a number of other South Africans have also asked whether it was even necessary, for instance, to have the Madlanga Commission. And others have even said, the Zondo Commission was entirely a useless effort. And I'd like to correct those who think so and say that all these commissions have contributed a great deal to helping us to rebuild, to stabilize the police service, and to repair the damage that has been done over quite a while. And including the Farlam Commission, which identified areas of great weakness when it comes to certain areas of policing, like public policing and all that. So all that, since that commission reported, has been attended to. We have now set up a dedicated team of police who are just focused on, for instance, public policing and many other issues that the Farlam Commission also recommended. And with regard to the Zondo Commission, much has been achieved. I mean, one of the things that people have said is that we spent R1 billion, and what did it achieve? It achieved a great deal. We've recovered almost 16 billion rand that was taken out of state coffers illegally. But in the course of doing so, we've also passed laws. We've sought to fix a number of systems. And the investigations are ongoing on the malfeasance that the Zondo Commission identified. So it can never be said that that commission too was a waste of time and a waste of money. Similarly, with the Madlanga Commission, the Madlanga Commission was absolutely necessary. Had we not appointed the Madlanga Commission, the malfeasance that we are now uncovering would not have come out when it did. And that has really assisted us a great deal. And it has also enabled us to immediately embark on processes such as vetting. We are now vetting everyone who is in the top hierarchy of the police. And that system of vetting in itself is an important restructuring, rebuilding process. And now, with the processes that are now underway, yes, affecting a national commissioner once again, that means that we've got to strengthen the processes, for instance, that has led to the preferring of the charges against him, for instance, in the procurement space. The PFMA violations, yes, they are criminal in nature, but they are also on procurement and financial. It is only the court of law that will determine whether there is criminal intent, criminal guilt, or whatever. I cannot stand here and say, yes, they are. And in full discussions with General Masemola, I said, you will need to be on the sidelines while this matter is determined by the legal process. And there would be a choice of whether we do a board of inquiry or the criminal process. And the two, obviously, are different processes, and we've agreed that let the criminal process get underway. And in the intervening period, he is put on suspension on a precautionary basis whilst we get General Dimpani to act in that position. Okay, you may well say, we've got too many people acting in positions. Yes, we do, and we are going to address that specific issue, because there is an inherent weakness in people just continuing to act. But right now, we are dealing with a problem that has befallen us, and we must address it, and we are addressing it as effectively as possible. It would have been irresponsible to leave the position unfilled, but now we have filled the position, and the work will be done. And the good thing, of course, is that having spoken to a number of these generals in the hierarchy of the police, is that they will all rally behind General Dimpani, support her, and work with her. And they will remain focused on the areas that they are involved in. And I expect that we will up the tempo now when it comes to fighting crime, when it comes to real focus on what needs to be done. Much as all this could affect the morale of the police, we will be doing everything we can, and the Minister and the Acting National Commissioner will be addressing these matters and addressing the police as well. And I would like South Africans to now know that we are taking action, we are moving forward. The police service needs to be rebuilt, it needs to be repaired, and it needs to be made fit and proper to be able to fight crime on an ongoing basis. We are on a journey. Yes, it's been debilitating, it's been very, very heartbreaking to hear all the things that we keep hearing in the commission. But we must go on, and we must make sure that we appoint people who are going to do the work, and people who are professional, and people who will have been properly vetted, and people of integrity. Thank you. I've answered all 5 questions.
Yes, you have,
Thank
Mr.
you.
President. Thank you so much.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so let's take the next 2. I'm gonna take Bongegile, and I'm gonna take Spamandla.
Good afternoon, President, to the Minister and the Acting Commissioner. My name is Bongegile Macupe from News 24. President, I wanted to ask you that the law does empower you to establish a commission into the fitness of the National Commissioner, and you are saying that you chose rather to allow the legal process to take its course. And we do know that legal processes can drag. He can go to court when he's back again, and it can be postponed, and it can go on for on and on and on.
Yeah.
Even with the minister, you had said that you wanted to allow the Madlanga Commission process to conclude. Do you not think that you just need to take a decision? What confidence must South Africans have in you not taking these decisions when the law empowers you to act, instead of waiting for processes that are likely going to drag while we have a national commissioner and a minister of police who are tainted? Thank you.
Thank you, Bongegile. Spamandla.
Thank you very much. Usiphamandla Goke from ENCA. You say you want to up the tempo in fighting crime, but you are flanked by 2 acting people. South Africans who are ravaged by crime are losing hope. How do you ensure that not only the police are facing immoral, which is low, but also South Africans trust in what you are saying, because they are losing their patience?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I'm flanked by 2 people who are capable, who are going to do the work. The minister, acting minister, has already hit the ground running and doing the work that needs to be done. I have no doubt in my mind that the commitment that he is showing and demonstrating is up to doing the job and the task. And similarly, I expect General Timpani to do exactly the same. Now, obviously, we don't want anybody who's acting to act forever. We want people who are properly appointed. And as you heard, I did say that I'd like the legal process to take its course. And in this case, my dear sister, as you asked, whether this will be an elongated process. I do not want it to be an elongated process. The Madlanga Commission has been given a short time frame, and that is soon coming to an end, which will enable us to do a fairly comprehensive rebuilding and restructuring of the police. I'd like all that to come to the fore, and thereafter be able to take definitive decisions. It isn't too long to wait for the Madlanga Commission, and in a little while, maybe a month or 2 or so, we will have the conclusion thereof, and we can then take very clear and focused decisions. And similarly, I would like General Masemola's trial process to be fairly quick. And obviously, it's a matter that we can reconsider as we see the elongation of the period. So we're going to keep this on tab and focus on the delays and the processes that may unfold. Say that it does not immediately. All these rule out what have contributed a great deal to helping us to rebuild,
Samkelo,
stabilize the police service,
Anastasia, that
and
will be
to
the last
repair
two,
the
and then
damage
we close.
that has been
Samkelo
done
Maseko
over
from the
quite
SABC,
a
Mr. President, you'll
while.
have to excuse me. I'm going to bring in some
Including the
issues that may
Parliament
not be here.
Commission,
The Concord
which
is said to be delivering a judgment on the
identified
Palapala Section
areas
89
of great
report within a
weakness
month.
when it
Are you
comes
scared
to
that it might
certain
ultimately say you
areas
must go through an
of
impeachment
policing,
process?
Samkelo, we had
policing
agreed that we're dealing with
all
the
that.
subject
So
of
all
the day.
that,
The
Samke,
President
since
can
that
engage
commission
on speculative
reported,
questions.
Okay,
has
so
been
then
So let's
secondly,
move
Mr.
on.
We've
President,
now set up
on Minister Mkhunu,
dedicated
why is it taking you so long
team of
for you
police
to
who
make
are
a
just
decision? Is it based on politics, intra-party politics, or is it purely an issue of political owing, knowing where you come from with him, for you to be standing there on the podium today as the president of the country? Thank you.
Thank you. Just pass the mic for the last question. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Mr. President, I'm Anastasia Mkhobu for Jacaranda FM News Watch. If you've been following the
Thena
commission...
ngumswati.
No, I'm Betty.
Oh,
Yes.
kutla ka gore wena mswati.
Anastasia Mkhobu, Jacaranda FM.
Okay.
Maybe I spoke too fast. So far, the evidence that's been coming out of the Madlanga Commission implicate most of the senior police officials. Perhaps it indicates the issue of trust. They don't trust each other. As she's taking over the job now, and I understand perhaps the task team that was led by Fannie Masemola, how do we ensure that the people that she's going to be working with don't find themselves or are also not on the wrong side of the law? Is there anything that's being done as the allegations are coming out? Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm going to ask to take the mic. I'm so sorry, Vincent, because you don't know my name, and I've had my hand up.
Okay, just last one. Yeah.
Thank you so much. My name is Khomozo Modise. I'm from Eyewitness News. I just wanted to follow up, Mr. President. Initially, my understanding was that the suspension would be pending the outcome of the legal process. But now I seem to be hearing you saying you might at some point reconsider before the end of the legal process. Are you saying that you might be making a consideration based on other factors
Ma'am,
as well? And
in
then
the
I just
legal
wanted
affairs
to
section,
add on the question from my
stating
colleague
that I
Yolanda,
can sign the
just
delegation
around
for the
charges,
prosecutors
but also
who will be
IDAC's
prosecuting in the
case.
matter.
What are your
She
views
further
on the
told
case that
us
IDAC has
that the
currently
indictment
brought
would,
before
in
court?
terms of
Because
this
the
legal
view and the
opinion,
perception that's
be
going
signed
is
by
that,
me.
I
I told
may have
Advocate
delayed to make this decision because of the view that you have around the case that IDAC has brought that is rather peculiar in nature.
Thank you very much. Normally, the President never expresses a view on active cases. President, you will take those last three.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, I waited until General Masemola appeared in court and we could see the charges and the summons. So that is done. And therefore, that has then enabled me to take the decision that I have taken. It had nothing to do with IDAC or whatever. IDAC is an institution that is independent, that takes decisions on whether to charge people or not, and without any interference from my side or anyone who is in government. So they have taken their decision, and I never express a view on issues of the veracity of charges or not, because that is the court's task. I do not dedicated, sought to fix a number of systems. We've appointed and the investigations to adjudicate ongoing when the malfeasance charges or whatever Zondo Commission they must adjudicate. They must. So it can never be said on the basis that that commission was the waste of time and a waste of money. A person is guilty. Similarly or not. With the Madlanga Commission, General Masemola, Madlanga Commission was absolutely necessary. Had we not appointed the Madlanga Commission, the malfeasance that we are now uncovering obviously would not have come go on forever. Everyone who is in the top hierarchy precisely where and that system of vetting to determine precisely what is an important to stabilize again the situation. That means that we've got to strengthen. We will be processes, for instance, that has led to the preferring of the charges against him. For instance, with regard to space, you said Section the PFMA
Constitutional Court. It is the
violations,
Constitutional
yes, they are
Court's
criminal in
decision
nature,
that will be
but they are
announced, and
also
I have no
on
view
procurement
on that.
and
Whatever
financial.
the court
It is only the
decides
court of
is
law
what the court
that
decides.
will
In respect
determine whether
of our
there
judicial
is criminal
system, in
intent,
respect of
criminal
our
guilt,
judiciary,
or whatever.
is
I cannot
sacrosanct
stand here and
must be regarded as such.
And there
The
would
other
be a
question-
choice
oh,
of
yes,
whether
whether,
criminal process
Minister Mkhunu,
get
I have
underway.
said that
And in the
waiting
intervening
for-
period,
and I repeat,
he is put
the
on
Matlanga Commission
suspension
to
on a
conclude its
precautionary basis.
and it is
Since-
about to conclude
Yes, we
its
do,
work.
and we are going to
Once
address
that work
that
has been
specific
concluded
issue.
and final
Because there is
findings have
an
been
inherent weakness in
then we
people
will
just
move
continuing to act.
Now,
But
obviously
right now, we
everybody
are dealing with
has findings. You have made your findings already, but you are not a judge. Anybody else has made their findings, and I want to wait for the findings that will be made by the judiciary that I have appointed. And if you find that disappointing, I don't know how I can help you, but you have your own findings when you know what should be done. I won't even ask you to whisper to me. Time is of the essence, and with the Madlanga Commission, I did give them a very tight time frame. And I repeat myself, I'm rather pleased that the Madlanga Commission is speeding ahead with its work, and they have committed to giving a report quite on time. So let's wait for that, and then we move forward. I know you are impatient, and all of us are impatient. We want things to be done yesterday. So do I, but we've got to follow certain processes. I'm done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Nice to see you all. You want to see me soon? Pardon?
Can we have a word from the acting commissioner on what is the plan?
Well, the acting commissioner with the minister are going to have an opportunity, as I said, to outline precisely how they are going to take the work forward. I know you want to hear her voice. Just have a little bit of patience. You want to see me soon?
Thank
You
you.
need another briefing. You will get another briefing from me soon.
We've committed to that. We've committed to that.
You want 2 weeks?
We've committed
months.
to that.